866-261-8835. News 12 voted best weather coverage by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters. From the station that's on your side, News 12, first at 5, continues.
An emotional day in court for the family of an 8-month-old girl killed in a dog attack. And now the child's great-grandmother will serve time for her role in her grandchild's death. But first, switching gears to weather now, we're going to check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale. Riley, we have some severe weather moving our way quickly.
Well, definitely some head on those rain chances the rest of the week into the weekend in just about 10 minutes.
Well, this just in, a Richmond County deputy hit by a vehicle. This happened at around 3:30 at the Augusta Mall while the deputy was investigating a shoplifting. Now, the deputy was hit in the parking lot, and that vehicle fled the scene. The deputy's injuries are considered minor. Both the shoplifter and the hit and run are under investigation. Again, that deputy's injuries are considered minor, and we will keep you updated as we learn more here.
All right, take a look at this video. A train labeled as carrying flammable and corrosive material slamming into the front of an 18-wheeler just off Washington Road. All of that caught on cell phone video. The driver escaping moments before it happened. Now, this happened all around 2:40 or so this afternoon. Apparently, the arm of the train crossing came down between the cab and the rest of the truck. The sheriff's office says the driver is okay, though. Hazmat crews were on the scene in the last couple of hours cleaning up. We do know the truck spilled oil and fuel. No word yet if the CSX train spilled anything, but CSX says they are working with police for their investigation. The train just started moving again a little before 5 o'clock.
Well, this great-grandmother will spend the next several years behind bars for the death of her 7-month-old great-granddaughter. Serenity Garnett died last year after a dog attacked her while her great-grandmother, Migdalia Guadalupe, was watching her. This story came to a close. Guadalupe received her sentence from a judge today after taking full responsibility for her actions and pleading guilty to all charges.
News 12's Hallie Turner is live at 5. And Hallie, was it an emotional day in court?
Yeah, there wasn't a dry eye in the courtroom this morning, nor a seat left open during Guadalupe's sentencing. The great-grandmother was not physically present in the courtroom, but Serenity's family was left fighting for justice. Instead of a trial, Guadalupe is taking full responsibility for what happened to the 7-month-old. Prosecutor Natalie Payne laid out exactly what happened last spring. Because the baby's parents were still in high school at the time, child care for Serenity was needed from 8 a.m. until about 12 p.m. The family didn't want the baby to enter into a public child care facility. In order to amend the great-grandmother's broken relationship with that family, she asked the family if she could watch Serenity. Guadalupe moved down from New York to help, but everything changed last March when the family dropped Serenity off for the last time.
We don't hate you. We trusted you to care for Serenity. We believed you really wanted the best for her. We allowed you to manipulate us. We couldn't see through your lies and your drug use. We had no idea. You could not wait 4 hours. 8 to 12 is what Sadie and Jamal went to school.
Guadalupe was sentenced to 13 years, 6 of which will be served in confinement. And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll hear from Serenity's mother's side of the family on the justice they feel that's been served for their 7-month-old baby.
A sad case. Thanks for that update, Hallie. A driver also sentenced today. This for a car crash that killed a mother of 5. Priscilla Johnson was sentenced to 15 years in prison, with the first 5 in confinement and the rest on probation. Johnson was driving home from a wedding with a blood alcohol level more than 3 times the legal limit when she crossed the center line and crashed into 43-year-old Kenneth Harris in October of 2020. While on probation, Johnson will undergo drug screening and can have no contact with the family of Harris.
Police have named a victim but not a suspect in a deadly shooting in Augusta. The Richmond County coroner says 24-year-old Usani Yunusa died in a shooting last night at the Estates at Perimeter Apartments near Doctors Hospital. He was from the Atlanta area. The sheriff's office says he and another person were driving down the road when the car they were in was shot at. Yunusa died and the driver was taken to the hospital.
You might remember a concert last year was canceled due to a chemical leak from an HVAC unit at the James Brown Arena. 66-year-old Rex Broadwater died from exposure to those chemicals. The GBI medical examiner says this exacerbated a pre-existing condition. Now, the general manager of the Augusta Entertainment Complex, Brian Martin, has responded to Broadwater's death. He says that while the complex continues to mourn the passing of Broadwater, it has ensured that the James Brown Arena is in safe and working order. Since the accident in November, Martin says licensed technicians have inspected the venue and confirmed its safety.
Shifting gears to sports, Westside's honoring their back-to-back state champion boys basketball team with a special celebration. In March, the Patriots defeated Providence Christian Academy in overtime 89-81 to bring another state title home to Augusta.
Dan Booth joins us now, and Dan, teams rarely have the chance to win it all twice in a row. Westside's recent success has been impressive to say the least.
Meredith and Will, I was lucky enough to be standing courtside for Westside's overtime thriller against PCA in the state championship, and it was hands down one of the craziest games that I've ever covered. This afternoon, students, teachers, and faculty celebrated their Patriots in style with a pep rally. Westside had their own versions of a dunk contest and a three-point contest. The cheerleaders performed, and the players had a special net cutting ceremony. Reaching the mountaintop for the second year in a row has the power to inspire next year's team and future generations of young basketball players here in Augusta. It's clear that this team means the world to this community and their head coach, who's been with them every step of the way.
They do mean something special to me. And the most important thing is they endured all the struggles and hardships that accompany being champions. Like I told them before, being a champion is more than just winning first place. Now they got to represent something a little bigger than themselves. It's another journey for me, but hey, it's just like the first time. It feels good.
Today's celebration for the back-to-back Class 2A state champs is just part one because Westside is hosting a block party to keep the good times rolling. The party continues in the Westside student parking lot on Saturday, May 6th from noon to 6 p.m.
All right, some good news for all you barbecue fans out there. Duke's Barbecue recently posted these photos to their Facebook page, giving a progress report on their rebuilding efforts in Aiken. This aerial view shows the parking lot was starting to take shape. There is no exact date for when the restaurant will open, but they say their previously anticipated date of July 4th won't be possible.
Well, happening now, Doctors Hospital is hosting a community food drive. You have a few hours left to go donate, and all of the food will go to the Golden Harvest Food Bank. A drive-through is set up for donation drop-offs at the Doctors Hospital campus at the medical building on J. Dewey Gray Circle. The goal is to stock up on healthy food to help support people facing hunger in our community.
Our goal is to provide approximately 400 meals with donated food to provide healthy meals for our community. At the end of the month, we're going to collect all of the donations, weigh them, and it will go to Golden Harvest, and it can be used at their food bank or also in their soup kitchen type establishments.
And you have until 7 this evening if you would like to get down there and donate.
There's something brand new at SRP Park for kids. We'll take you to the new playground coming up next. Riley?
And if you are heading out this evening, make sure you grab the umbrella. We are tracking widespread rain and even some thunderstorms for the rest of tonight. Have an update on the rest of the week's forecast just after the break.
Major steps forward in the decade-long battle for families living on Fort Gordon, but the battle is far from over.
We obviously need to do more.
What's changed? Back from Washington, the I-Team investigates tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Time. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Spring is here. It's time.
Strong storms in Florida and some pretty wild video. Check out this hail hitting North Texas yesterday. The person that took this video says some of the hail was tennis ball sized. That'll do some damage to your car as we're looking at that right now. I do not want to be a car owner in that situation, but also in West Melbourne, Florida, outside of Orlando, the hail combined with the wind almost seemed to turn this Florida street into a river of ice, but that pool taking a pounding. Look how big that hail
poor cow,
is.
too.
There's a cow, yeah.
Buddy, go!
I did see on Twitter, though, that the guy that posted this video from his farm, that he said the bull was okay.
Okay, good.
He wasn't harmed.
Look at him.
Only you would have seen that video on Twitter and been able to report that for us,
Yeah,
Riley.
I love that.
That's the information people want to know about. Obviously, seeing that cow, giant hailstones, not ideal. Poor guy was out in a torrential downpour, definitely a strong thunderstorm. We had some of those hailstorms actually as close as Savannah yesterday. Just as we get past the weekend, it does look to dry out next week. Back to sunshine, but cooler than average temps next Monday through Thursday.
If you want to take the kids to a Green Jackets game but are worried about them being able to sit down the whole time, don't worry. The Green Jackets have you in mind, parents.
And Will Volk went to check out a new playground at SRP Park.
There's something new in center field. It's a playground.
We love it. We love it. We couldn't be happier. Come on.
Taylor Narin is the mom of a 2-year-old. She says it's not always easy taking her daughter to baseball games, especially when you have to sit in a seat. But now, they don't have to.
It gets some energy out for sure. It's better than sitting down. She's not a kind of kid that'll sit down.
We've been trying to evolve different ways to engage families and kids while they're here.
Green Jackets Vice President Tom Denlinger says this is the first time they've had a playground at the ballpark.
I think you can kind of see behind me. They already seem to be enjoying it.
And you can see Augie is enjoying it too. The playground has slides, climbing areas, tunnels, a looking glass to help you see the game, and more.
We're pretty excited. It's just a great way to kind of evolve this area for the 2023 season.
And parents are pretty excited too.
Oh, this is great. Makes bedtime easier.
When the Green Jackets play, the kids can play too. On the slide, Will Volk, on your side.
Genius. And it'll cost you $8, but that is priceless. If you need to clear out storage on your phone before going on a trip, there's a mistake people make that causes them to lose precious photos. We'll take a look in our What the Text segment next.
First alert, retooling.
Hey, Brett, I think we need a jingle.
What do you have in mind?
I don't know yet.
Well, if you're taking something, come knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door. If you're 64.
Spring is here at Milton Ruben Chrysler.
With graduations, vacations, family holidays just around the corner, you may be taking more photos and videos with your phone.
We've all seen the warning that there's no room left for a photo.
Yes.
I think I get that every 5 minutes.
Yes.
Well, before you hit delete, there's something you should avoid. Consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker focuses on a common mistake that deletes photos forever.
What the Tech? Sponsored by Wow Internet.
Smartphones are now our primary camera. They're also how we listen to music, watch videos, play games, and all that stuff takes up a lot of storage space. And that's why sometimes you see this when you go to take a picture. So before you take pictures of vacations or graduation parties, you need to know how much space you'll need.
Photos are usually around 2 megabytes. A 20-second video takes up 163 megabytes of storage. Now, you may want to delete photos and videos, but don't be hasty. On iPhones, photos are stored in the iCloud, and if you're not careful, deleting them from your phone will also delete them from the cloud, so you'll lose them forever. Before you delete photos and videos from an iPhone, turn off iCloud. Never mind the pop-up warning. This will delete the photos only from your phone and keep them in the cloud. On this iPhone, photos take up over 4.5 gigabytes of space. Deleting them from the phone won't affect them in the cloud, provided you've turned off iCloud Sync. Now, once you're finished, turn iCloud Backup back on. On an Android device, it's a lot easier. Just make sure backup is turned on. All of the photos get uploaded to Google Photos so you can safely delete them from your device. Now check apps. Facebook and Instagram take up a ton of space. If you need some space for photos, delete these apps from your phone and download them again, which will clear out the storage. Your Facebook and Instagram will not be affected. Delete and reinstall any streaming apps, and if there are apps you haven't used in a long time, delete those, especially free games that can not only take up space but drain the battery even when you're not using them.
And when you get home, you can connect the phone to a computer, download all those images onto a hard drive so you know you've got them saved. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
All right, thanks for those tips, Jamie. We are still tracking some heavy rain and thunderstorms across the region. Get ready for it. It is right here in Augusta and only going to pick up in intensity over the next couple of hours. I'm going to look at the forecast just after the break.
Spring is here.
Toyota Highlander. Toyota. Let's go places.
What makes the Eichholz Law Firm different?
For starters, we've served this community for over 45 years.
And we know that every client is unique. We consider you friends, neighbors, and family.
We prove it in the way we fight tirelessly for your justice.
Let the Eichholz Law Firm fight for the justice you deserve.